What is going on, guys? All 32 NFL organizations have a special story to tell in regards to how they came up with a specific team name. Everybody knows why Pittsburgh called themselves the Steelers, and why Cleveland picked the ordinary-sounding Browns. But did you know that these 11 NFL clubs were somewhat close to choosing another team name? Here are the amazing tales about NFL teams almost picking another name that you don't know about. Atlanta Falcons, Bombers, Rebels, Knights, and many, many more. Like many sports teams, Atlanta's NFL club held the fan contest to help come up with their team name, after the city was granted a franchise in 1965. The team eventually settled on the name the Falcons, which was suggested by Julia Elliott, a teacher from Griffin, Georgia. Why did Elliott suggest the name Falcons? She explained it beautifully like a seasoned veteran teacher. The Falcon is proud and dignified with great courage in fight. It never drops its prey. It is deadly and has a great sporting tradition. Falcon beat out many other team names, which included the Atlanta Bombers, Atlanta Rebels, Atlanta Knights, Lancers, Atlanta Thunderbirds, Atlanta Firebirds, and many, many more. The Atlanta Thrashers were another suggested name. Of course, that would be the name of the NHL expansion franchise that played from 1999 to 2000 to 2010 to 11, before they relocated to Winnipeg, Canada. Atlanta Falcons certainly had a nice ring to it. And of course, Miss Elliott's suggestion helped create the creative logo that featured the hidden F. And finally, the Falcons team name led to the Dirty Birds moniker and TD celebrations made famous during the 1998 season.
Jamal Anderson out of the backfield. And there's the Dirty Birds.
The one where they reached the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history. Buffalo Bills. Bullets, Nickels. The city of Buffalo pushed hard for an NFL team in the 40s. They already had minor league squads in baseball and hockey. Now it was time to turn professional. Finally, a Buffalo football team was born in 1946, and they played in the All-American Football Conference from 1946 to 49. They ran the name Bisons in their inaugural season, the same team name as their aforementioned minor league baseball and hockey teams. The organization then decided to come up with a new name. According to the Bills' official website, there were more than 4,500 team name entries. The Buffalo Bullets and the Buffalo Nickels were among the suggestions, but the football team decided to pick Bills, which was suggested by James F. Dyson, who wrote an essay on Buffalo Bill Cody, an iconic American bison hunter and soldier. Dyson suggested that the Buffalo Bills would be opening a new frontier to sports in the city. Unfortunately, Buffalo lost its team when the AAFC ceased operations after the 1949 campaign. But when the AFL launched in 1960, the city of Buffalo was awarded a franchise, and the decision was made to bring back the old Bills team name, and it has stuck ever since. Cincinnati Bengals. Buckeyes. Ohio sports legend and NFL icon Paul Brown coached the Ohio State Buckeyes for 3 seasons from 1941 to 43. 3 years later, he joined the NFL to become the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns. We'll get to Brown's history with the Cleveland NFL franchise later. Brown was able to bring a football team to Cincinnati in 1968. Brown, a co-founder of the organization, was also handed the president and head coach roles. Many fans lobbied for the Cincinnati football team to adopt the name Buckeyes, obviously paying homage to the state's iconic college team. It was reportedly the top choice among the fans in Cincinnati, but Brown was quoted as saying the following: "The name is already used by Ohio State, and I feel we are part of a 4-state area, not just one state. If we can pick up a thread of tradition, we think it's good. We feel at home with the name Bengals." With that, Cincinnati had its own football team name. As cool as the Buckeyes would have been, it also would have been kind of corny to steal away from the iconic name from your state's top football program. I mean, imagine if the Cowboys or Texans took the Longhorns team name instead. Cleveland Browns, Panthers. Following his tenure at Ohio State, Paul Brown coached at Great Lakes Navy from 1944 to 45. He co-founded the Cleveland Browns AAFC team in 1946, with Brown assuming the GM and head coaching roles. The organization wanted to honor Coach Brown by naming the team Browns. He apparently wasn't keen on it, however, and Panthers was reportedly chosen via newspaper contest. There are 2 stories as to why Paul Brown didn't roll with the Panthers team name. One story suggests he had no desire to play the old Cleveland Panthers team. They were a club based in the original AFL. Another story suggests that Charles Zimmerman, who owned the old Cleveland Panthers AFL club, approached the new Cleveland team in order to be paid for the right to the Panthers name. Finally, co-founder Arthur B. McBride was able to convince Brown to just accept the Cleveland Browns name proposal. Brown finally obliged, and Cleveland's football team retained the name through AAFC, and ever since they joined the NFL in 1950. Dallas Cowboys. Steers Rangers. When the Cowboys joined the NFL in 1960, their original team name was actually the Steers. The franchise quickly decided to change the name to the Dallas Rangers. there was already an American Association minor league baseball team named the Dallas Rangers. The new Dallas NFL franchise decided that they didn't want to get mixed up with the minor league Rangers club, so they finally settled on the Cowboys, and the team name was never changed again. In 1972, the Washington Senators MLB team relocated to Texas, where they picked up the Rangers team name, so at least one Texas sports club managed to get the Rangers name once and for all. Houston Texans, Apollos, Bobcats, Stallions, Wildcatters, and more. After losing their beloved Oilers to Tennessee via relocation in 1997, the good folks in Houston were given back an NFL team in 2002. In 2000, the soon-to-be 32nd NFL franchise revealed that they had narrowed the name down to 5. They would become either the Houston Apollos,
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston Apollos,
Houston, we have a problem.
Houston Bobcats, Houston Stallions, Houston Wildcatters, and Houston Texans. Bobcats and Wildcatters were eventually removed from the field. Wildcatters just really doesn't roll off the tongue. It was now down to the Apollos, Stallions, and Texans. On September 6th, 2000, Houston's NFL team announced that they would roll with the Texans team name. Late Houston owner Bob McNair brought back the Texans name, and it's here to stay for a very long time. Kansas City Chiefs, Texans, and Mules. The Dallas Texans relocated the Kansas City Chiefs in 1963. At the time, owner Lamar Hunt had the interest in retaining the Texans name, even though it didn't make any sense from a geographical standpoint. Hunt even cited the Los Angeles Lakers, who kept the team name after relocating from Indianapolis, even though there aren't any lakes in LA. The Kansas City Mules were reportedly another option on the table for Hunt and company. Ultimately, however, they decided to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. It was widely suggested in a fan voting contest, and Hunt himself liked it, because Kansas City Mayor Harold Roll Bartle was nicknamed the Chief. Hunt owed him great gratitude after Bartle managed to help relocate the Texans to Kansas City. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the Kansas City Chiefs name was born. Let's just take a moment and be thankful that they didn't keep the Texans name. It had nothing to do with Kansas City and Missouri after all. Las Vegas Raiders, SENORS. Oakland was granted an AFL team in 1960. Now came the hard part, finding a team name. A fan contest, as usual, was held to help determine Oakland's football team name. They settled on the Oakland SENORS. But it didn't last for long. Suddenly, locals and the media decided that they couldn't help but laugh at the team name. Newspapers began making jokes about the Seniors' name. One paper wrote the following piece in one of their papers, poking fun at the Seniors. Sombreros and serapes were tossed aside today as Oakland's embryo pro football team discarded the name Seniors. Give them a knife and a gun and turn them loose. They're officially the Raiders. Oakland GM Chet Soda was also known for often calling his companion Senor. It became obvious in rather short time that the Oakland Seniors would not work, and they finally decided to pick the Oakland Raiders. And the franchise has maintained the name ever since, even for relocations from LA back to Oakland to most recently Las Vegas. New York Jets, Dodgers, BORROS, GOTHAMS. Established as an AFL team in 1960, the Jets were actually named the New York Titans for the first 3 seasons from 1960 to 62. The Titans owner, Harry Wismer, claimed that the name was chosen because Titans are bigger and stronger than Giants. Quite the dig at the interstate rival New York Giants. But the Titans quickly experienced financial losses, and Sonny Werblin stepped in to buy the team from Wismer. The former now had the option to choose a new name, and there was no shortage of quality options. They thought about the New York Dodgers, but the Brooklyn Dodgers MLB team had already relocated to Los Angeles a few years ago. They also thought about the New York Gothams, although it wasn't revealed that they were planning to bring Batman as the official mascot. The New York Boroughs were also an option, a reference to the 5 boroughs of Manhattan: Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, and Staten Island. But Werblin and company ultimately decided to choose the Jets, and for good reason. New York played at Shea Stadium near LaGuardia Airport, and Werblin thought the Jets' team name would, quote, reflect the modern approach of his team and the star-studded performances he hoped his team would produce, end quote, according to the Pro Football Hall of Fame website. Pittsburgh Steelers, CONDORS, WAHOOS, Pioneers, and more. Pittsburgh's NFL team was established in 1933, and they adopted the Pirates team name by the MLB organization. Certainly an interesting choice to have 2 professional sports teams with the same name in the same city. But before the 1940 season, Pittsburgh's NFL team decided it was time to change it up. Owner Art Rooney Sr. launched a contest with the fans to help determine the name, and Steelers was one of the most frequent suggestions. Soon, Rooney decided to go with the Steelers, which was obviously a reference to Pittsburgh's giant steel industry. There were plenty of other names that were suggested, including the Pittsburgh Condors, Pittsburgh Wahoos, Pittsburgh Pioneers, Pittsburgh Triangles, and Pittsburgh Yankees. But seeing how iconic the Steelers brand name and logo was become over the years, all football fans owe great debt to Rooney and the fans that helped come up with this name. Tennessee Titans, Pioneers, Tornadoes, Copperheads. The Houston Oilers relocated to Tennessee for the 1997 season, and the team name was retained for 2 years. But before the 1999 campaign, owner Bud Adams decided to start a new era, with a new stadium in Nashville. It was also time for a new team name. When it came to choosing the new name, Adams was quoted as saying, "We wanted a new nickname to reflect strength, leadership, and other heroic qualities." The Titans name played off the fact that Nashville is referred to as the Athens of the South. Other names brought up include the Tennessee Copperheads, Tennessee Tornadoes, Tennessee Pioneers, Tennessee Fury, and Tennessee Vipers. For what it's worth, the NHL's Nashville Predators took the Predators nickname. Anyway, the whole Texans-Titan thing has a beautiful sound to it, and it brought good luck. The Titans reached Super Bowl 34 in their first season under the new team name, losing to the St. Louis Rams in a thriller. What other team names were supposed to have a different name? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything, go find us. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes one click down below, and really, if you want to subscribe to TPS, which you should, subscribe. It's the red button down below. Just click it. If you've never subscribed to anything before, subscribe to us right now, because that would be a pretty cool first. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.
My knees.